Question for Coach.
I just had two quick things. Number one, Justin McCoy, can we expect to see him tomorrow?
He's going to be practicing today, and depending on practice, my hope is that he's available for tomorrow.
And with that in mind, how essential do you expect that battle in the post to be tomorrow with Armando, Brady, potentially Justin against Mutz and Aluma?
Well, it was a very competitive battle the first time that we played them. We threw the ball down low on the post to Armando and Brady, and they threw the ball down to their big guys, and none of us double teamed. And so both of us, Virginia Tech and us, have established bigs that can score consistently down low on the paint. And both of our bigs are also excellent passers and willing passers to be able to create shots for their open teammates. And so it was a very competitive matchup the first time that we played them, and it will be another competitive matchup all around the board, but specifically down low on the post tomorrow afternoon.
Michael Coe.
Hey, Coach. So, yeah, sort of staying on that, in that first matchup with Virginia Tech, obviously there were the double technicals between Armando and Aluma in the first half. Have you talked with Armando at all about that, just sort of keep it in the back of his head going into another matchup with Aluma?
No, I haven't talked to him about that at all. It's just going to be another great matchup against a very good Virginia Tech team that has won 6 games in a row and plays extremely well on their home floor. And we're excited about the challenge and excited about the opportunity to be able to compete against them tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you.
Hubert, Virginia Tech started ACC play 2-7, and as you mentioned, they've won 6 in a row now. What are they doing better right now than maybe they were when you played them the first time?
I don't think it's necessarily them doing anything better. That this is a team that went to the NCAA tournament last year, and they brought back their main core in terms of guys that have been successful there. And so irregardless of their record at the beginning of the ACC regular season, absent of their record when we played them, our respect for them is at an all-time high. It's they're extremely well coached. They have a terrific team and program, and to us, the way that we have approached competing against Virginia Tech is a team that's very talented and very good, and that can compete against anybody in the country, and that's the way that we have felt and feel now.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Coach, the Hokies have been scorching from the perimeter during the 6-game winning streak, but they shoot it well pretty much regularly anyway. What is it about them that they're so successful that's a challenge for you guys, other than the fact they have guys who can shoot? Is there something that they do to get them open that if you can eliminate that, those shots aren't going to be there as much?
Well, particularly in the half court, their offense has a lot of moving parts, and so there's never a situation defensively that you can take a deep breath and relax. Somebody's coming off a down screen, flare screen, ball screen, DHO, dribble handoff. Something is happening. So, from an offensive standpoint, they have great movement, spacing, and balance. Also, from an offensive standpoint, and we pose the same problem, is they can score consistently down low in the paint. So it puts you in a choice. Do you go double team? If you double team, now you're leaving 3 shooters that are shooting over 40% from 3-point range, or do you stay at home and allow your post player to be able to play their 2 bigs by themselves in the post, and then they can score consistently and also get fouled? And also their bigs can shoot the ball from the outside. So, the same for us. We can score consistently down low on the paint, and we've got guys that can shoot the ball from the outside. And so having that ability to be able to score around the basket and be able to shoot the ball from the outside, from an offensive standpoint, that's why they're very dangerous.
Thank you.
Aaron Beard.
Hey, Hubert, I was curious if you could maybe describe what the challenge has been like in coaching this group in terms of the inconsistency of maybe you see good moments in practice that don't carry over when you're expecting something more? How have you tried to manage that part of it to try to get more consistency out of this group?
Well, it hasn't been a challenge, and I've never felt like I've had to manage anything. I've said before that I've been put in a position to be able to help, to coach, to serve, to teach, to motivate, and help these guys to be the best that they can be on the court, in the classroom, in the community. And that's my job, and it's a privilege to be in that position. I'm very thankful and humbled every day to be around each one of these players. I genuinely enjoy being around them, and that's why I have them stop by the office at least 3 times a week, because of the enjoyment that I have having relationships with them. So there's never been a challenge or burden at all. I would say it's on the opposite. I feel privileged and thankful that that I'm in this position to be able to coach and to help them out.
Adam Smith.
Hubert, on that very same topic, just of consistency, like I don't mean it as a negative thing. I just mean it as sort of a factual thing. You know, has what you guys have experienced, the ups and downs and all arounds this season, is this one of the more inconsistent teams you've been around just in your career?
I wouldn't say it like that. Like, there's good days and bad days. I've never had, I'm 51 and a half years old. I've never had consistent great days for 51 and a half years. As a basketball player, there's times where I was lighting it up, and there was times that I really struggled. And I've never been a part of a team, whether I was playing, coaching, as an assistant, or as a head coach, where there's been euphoria, great days every day. There's ups and downs. The thing that I am very proud of this group, and I've said this before, I'm proud that we have always bounced back. And I really believe that. You know, like, we've been hit, we've been bruised, we've been stumbling, and we've always found a way to get back up. And so it would be great to go undefeated. Every day at practice was a great practice. Everybody got straight A's. Nobody got sick. That would be fantastic, but it just doesn't happen. But I'm just I'm really proud of how every time this year our guys have found a way to bounce back. And I think it's a great lesson. I always tell the guys this: if I'm only teaching them about basketball, then I'm not doing my job. And so to teach them that you're going to have good days and bad days, and you have a choice to whine and complain, point fingers, make excuses, or you can have a choice to get back up and continue to battle and continue to fight and continue to persevere. I really think the examples of what our guys have done this year will help them moving forward in their real life. And so I told you guys I'm very positive. I look at it as a good thing that we've been able to persevere through some times throughout the year, difficult times throughout the year from a basketball standpoint.
Thank you.
Hubert, you guys have been able to win the second game against your other 2 opponents so far that you've played twice. What did you like in the way that you guys approached, that second time against Georgia Tech and Boston College? And can anything kind of be applied to, this second game with Virginia Tech?
I don't think anything can be applied on the second game for Virginia Tech. There's nothing that I have drawn from, playing Georgia Tech twice and thinking how that can apply against Virginia Tech tomorrow afternoon. Virginia Tech is an unbelievable, talented, experienced team. As I said before, extremely well coached. They're playing their best basketball as of now, winning 6 games in a row. They're very confident. They're even more so confident at home. And we've played them once before here. So other than that, in our preparation to play against a really good opponent tomorrow afternoon, our focus is on making sure we're playing our best basketball tomorrow to give ourselves an opportunity and a chance.
Dina King.
Hey, Coach, my question is a little off topic. The ACC history of the ACC tournaments going on. Have you had a chance to check in on that series? And if you have, what's your thoughts on it?
I have not, but I have TiVo'd it, and I am going to watch it because I don't think you guys know this. I'm a history nerd. I love history. I should have majored in history. I majored in criminal justice while I was here, and going back, I wish I would have majored in history because I just absolutely love it, and I love watching documentaries, and so this one on the history of the ACC. I have TiVo'd it, and when I have time, I am going to go back and I'm going to look at it because it does bring back great memories. I remember, the ACC tournament starting at noon, and when I was in elementary school, middle school, like they would turn on the ACC tournament. Like you wouldn't do any classwork. It was an excused absence if you could go home during the ACC tournament. It was a big deal, and so I will watch it. I will watch it.
Thank you.
Why are you guys laughing? I can TiVo too. I can TiVo too.
I think we was laughing because we're in the same boat.
I thought you were laughing at me because I said something wrong. I told you I'm technology illiterate, so I don't know if TiVo is the same stuff now. I told you I'm not on Twitter or what is it, Hulu, Netflix, all kinds of stuff like that. So I got it taped, okay? Not on VCR or VHS, okay? I got it taped.
Thank you, Coach.
Brendan Marks.
I don't know how I can follow that up, Coach. I wanted to ask you about something you said throughout the year. You've mentioned how, success in practice correlates to playing time, and you earn your playing time in practice. We've seen more minutes for DeMarco and for Dontrez lately. I'm just wondering specifically, what are the things they've been doing in practice that have impressed you, that have led to more playing time? Is it the hustle and the energy? Is it more skill development? What are the things that have impressed you most about those two lately?
Well, they've always hustled and played hard. But, you mentioned the other parts, the attention to detail, knowing plays, knowing what we're doing on the defensive end, knowing plays, and consistently knowing plays and knowing what we're trying to do on the defensive end. And so the effort, the energy, the commitment has always been there for them, plain and simple, period, the end. But as the year has gone on, they've become more experienced and they've become more consistent. And that has played a huge and major part in them getting minutes because their consistency has allowed them to be on the floor so that they can be consistent in a game.
Time for 2 last questions. Michael Coe and Adam Smith, one each.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned after Pittsburgh that you weren't really happy with the practice on Monday. What are you looking for from this practice later today to sort of improve on what you saw Monday and Tuesday?
I'm looking for a very, very good practice. That's what I'm looking for. Something to put a smile on my face, to feel confident as I get on the bus to drive to Blacksburg, we're ready to go. That's what I'm looking for. And, the Monday before our Wednesday game was not a good practice. Tuesday before Pittsburgh on Wednesday was a much better practice, but not the practice that I had wanted. But there's been times this year where we have practiced really well and we didn't play very well. And there's times that we didn't practice really well and we were exceptional on both ends of the floor. And so you guys talked about, consistency and what I want. You know what? I would love to have a perfect, great practice and a perfect, great game tomorrow at 4 p.m. That would be great. That's what I'm looking for.
Thank you.
Adam Smith, wrap it up.
Hubert, I get in trouble around here for DVRing every 30 for 30. ESPN does.
I got Ted Lasso on there too. I got all that stuff. You know, we're good to go.
I just to finish you off here, I was just wondering if there was a coming out of Wednesday night, if there was a specific talking point or idea that you had seized upon that you were trying to tell your guys, you know, as you're trying to move on from that and get on with playing, you know, like you expect to play. Like, is there a certain talking point you've been sort of hammering at the last couple of days around there?
No, you know, we practiced yesterday, and to take you back to yesterday, we had a great practice. And I was confused, and I told them this. Our practice was great. It wasn't absent of turnovers and mistakes, but the competitiveness yesterday from 0 to 10, 10 being the best, was a 10. And so I said, we're competing at a 10 against our own teammates in practice, but not the night before in a game, consistently throughout the game. And so just having that conversation with them and getting them to understand that cannot happen. And that type of fight, that type of attention to detail, that type of competitive fire shouldn't just come at practice. It should come every day, and specifically against another opponent. And so I'm glad we had a great practice yesterday, and my hope is that we'll have another one today, and that we're just really excited about the challenge of going up there and playing Virginia Tech on Saturday. I want to play well. I want to play hard, and I want to compete. And they understand that. That's what I want from them. I want them to give us everything that we got and see what happens.
Coach Davis, thank you. Appreciate
Go
all
ahead.
your-
Okay. Thank you.